Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Wow, what an episode. I'm not gonna lie, starts off kind of slow, but man, I want to sit there and say towards the ending that I didn't see it coming, that a lot of people I talked to didn't want it, but it happened. And I'm gonna get to that part. I'm gonna get to that part. We all know what I'm talking about. Now, Stella and Tracy. In the beginning, I was not a fan of Stella. Okay? For just so many reasons. I gotta give Stella her props though. Stella is not going to let anybody, and I mean anybody, talk down to her, dress her, whatever you want to sit there and call it. Now, Stella came here to go see Tracy. And Tracy was just whining and complaining about, oh, you're being late and this, that, and the third, and tardiness, and just really reprimanding her like she worked for her or something. And Stella was like, who are you talking to? And seriously, she was like, who are you talking to like that? And she let her know right from jump, you're not going to be talking to me like that, okay? I'm not one of your employees, okay? This woman has lived far too long on this planet, and let's just sit there and say rougher times than what I have to deal with. To sit there and let some rich snob talk down at her. Now, Stella sees what Sasha and Lois saw. My issue with this is that she's been pissy about this Cody and Sasha situation for for more than 3 goddamn days. It's literally been days and she's been whining about the same thing over and over again. Also, by the way, you're not there talking about rich people's problems. So, like she starts off talking about the stable boy and the cook and everything, and I'm just like, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what Stella decided to give up her afternoon for, to sit there and listen to rich people's problems. That's awesome. But she pretty much just tells her the same thing that the other two women told her. And, towards the end, she does sit there and apologize. And, they're cool and everything like that, which is fine. But, Stella has way more patience than I do. So, of course, all that goes out the window. And she even's like, listen, I should probably apologize to those two. Until she sees Cody and Sasha practically about to just do it right on the damn table. In the stable house. Which I'm just like, Sasha, you was meant to talking to, I think, Maxie or somebody about Tracy being on the warpath, which is pretty much just code word for her just being bitchy. You would think that you and Cody would be a little more careful than to just let anybody just walk in and see y'all doing it. But okay, fine. And I saw the previews and it looked like she's about to sit there and fire Sasha, which I'm just like, boy, you could just work for Nina. And tell Tracy to sit there and take your job and shove it. And, Cody's like, listen, if she leaves, I leave. Okay. Listen, I'm all cool for not having anyone disrespect you. I think you should have probably started looking for another job before you decide to quit this one, but whatever. And I remember I said the same thing about Sasha. I was like, bro, how you want to sit there and quit this option before you find another job? Like, what are you doing? Like, that was so stupid. I'm just gonna Right off bat, that was just dumb. Um, Now Drew and Ned are sent to talk about ELQ, and they're back and forthness about who should run the company, everything like that. Drew's like Michael should, Ned is like I should. They go back and forth, and two, Michael and Willow come in, and they're like they pretty much want Michael's way in on it. Michael's like, I got plans or whatever. Willow's like, no, fine, it's fine, it's cool. I'll be at the ball house, just do your thing. So she leaves, and Michael and Drew talk. I mean, Michael and Ned talk. Long story short, Ned's like, I don't trust Drew. Okay, why? Why don't you trust Drew? He's out for himself. What has he done so far that has proved that he's been out for himself? Michael even brings up saving Willow and everything like that, and taking a rap and taking jail time for Carly. Like, yeah, that's true. Okay, so again, Ned, why don't you trust him? He's like, I don't know. It's like, okay, so you don't trust him, and you don't actually have a reason to trust. You don't have a reason not to trust him. You realize that sounds stupid, right? Now, yes, I understand the overall picture of, what Drew Smith did doing behind Michael's back. I get that. But from Ned's standpoint, he doesn't have a reason not to trust him. So it just comes across as stupid. Now, Drew, for some odd reason, decides to follow Willow and is like, oh, I just want to apologize. And, I know what you're going through. And Willow's like, I need you to leave me alone. I need you to stop sitting there just being there every time I show up. Show up at places. Now, I'm kind of in the middle about this, right? Because I feel like this scene is just more ammunition for people not to like him, not to like Drew. It's not the same what Drew is doing is wrong, it's disgusting, this, that, and the third. Okay, fine. I'm not a fan of cheating and everything like that, and you screwing over your nephew's back is obviously wrong, right? And him following her at that point, bro, what are you doing? Like, you just look like a complete and utter ass. Like, what is wrong with you? And besides, you don't know what she's going through because she's married. You're not. So you even sit there saying that it's just out of pocket. Now, with that being said, showing up all the time that, I'm just happen to be there. Oh, there's been a lot of coincidences also. You live in the same house pretty much. So you just sit there and say always showing up. No, that's not the case. You live in the same house, you live in the same town. Drew is actually at the club before you. So let's not sit there and try to act like this poor me, woe is me, you're always there. Well, idiot, you live in the same town. So let's not always sit there and try to pull that. Now, I'm not going to sit there and cut him any slack, but let's not sit there and try to act like this is. Besides, you also sat there and kissed him as well. This whole crying fit, I'm not with it. Like, it, there's this self pity. I can't. I have no sympathy for her. But Drew finally walks away, which is like you shouldn't have followed her in the first place. That was an ass of you. But it doesn't solve the immediate problem, though. Well, listen, if they're talking about this, like, well, unless you're going to move, I don't really know what to sit there and tell you. Now, Cody was sitting there hanging out with James. I mean, yeah, Cody was sitting there hanging out with James. It really didn't amount to much of anything. But when he's with Ned, long story short, he does sit there and starts asking these weird questions, right? He's like, oh, when you like somebody, you kiss them or whatever, or something like that. And it was just like, what? Where did that come from? But he starts asking serious questions, and bottom line, he gets to a point, he says that he saw Willow, Drew kiss Willow. So now he has a reason to not sit there and trust him. Before, it was just baseless. Now Ned knows. Um, let's see how long it takes before he tells Michael if he does want to tell Michael. Um, okay. The compound situation with Jason and Anna and Holly and Lucky and Sitwell. So what Sitwell is like, we're gonna play cards. Joy. Another card game. What has it been, like 8 days now? Sure, why not? So he's enjoying this or whatever, and he tells he sends Anna and Holly away and play and starts to play with those two. He leaves, and Jason's able to sit there and tell Lucky about Lulu's situation. So he starts playing cards, and Jason decides to like forfeit or whatever, and so he gets sent back. Now, Holly and Anna kind of go through memory lane, um, talking about Robert and exes, and just going through all this stuff that I was not a part of when I was watching it. But Anna's like, you need to sit there and tell Robert that, get word to Robin that I love her. And, Holly's like, that's not going to be acceptable. I can't do that. I can't sit there and tell him that I left without you. But they bring Holly back, and they put Jason in the cell. And, they're both like, this is it. Jason's like, if you can uncuff me, then we could sit there and try to jump them. Now, Anna was also sitting there trying to pick the lock. And I'm like, did you forget that there are armed guards there? What happens when you get outside? But, Anna tries to sit there and pick Jason's lock, and it's just not strong enough. They're hugging and everything like that, and then they kiss. Yep. That actually happens. I sat there, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to sit there and try my ass off to do this live stream tonight, because I was not planning on doing it. I was actually just going to sit there and just kind of just chill out. But after what I just saw, yeah, we're going to have to talk about this. I didn't put that in my Days of a Last review because I wasn't too sure if I was going to do it. But, oh no, we got to talk about this shit. we got to talk about this. Maxie and, so yeah, they kiss. Maxie and Michael talk about prioritizing their love lives and work and everything like that. Doesn't really go anywhere except for you just sit there and see how devoted Michael is to a very duplicitous Willow. So I guess this scene is supposed to make you feel bad for Michael, which I do generally feel bad for. I think it's wrong for anyone to sit there and be, it's messed up to be cheated on. Despite how much I may not like them. Hell, like, I don't even like Gabby on Days of Our Lives, but I think what Stefan did was straight up wrong. Um, might have been little scenes that I kind of didn't talk about. Oh, big one. So towards the end, Holly comes back into the room, and Lucky's like, "How about we sit there and play for my freedom?" Now Lucky does manage to sit there and take something from one of the guards while Jason is being taken away. So Holly comes in, and Sitwell's like, "Listen, you're gonna sit there and play for her life now at this point." Holly smacks him. They start arguing, and somehow she manages to sit there and take the gun out of his pouch or whatever. And she's like, "Don't even sit there and try to call for the guards." But at some point, she gets distracted, and Sitwell knocks the gun out of her hand because, for some odd reason, that just makes sense. And that's pretty much more or less where we left off. Now, also, as this is my Days of a Lives review, that clearly trying to combine the two reviews is not working. numbers wise. It's like people just aren't really watching it as much. So I just decided to go back, just doing separate reviews for, whatever. And on days that I can, most days that I can, I'm probably gonna be able to do it tonight since I really want to do this live stream. But if I can do a live stream, I'm gonna try. But I'll try to just do 4 of the live streams, I mean 4 of the videos. If not, then I'll just go back to my original idea, just doing 2 a day, and members will get to sit there and pick the other soap opera that I'll review. So I just, for me, I feel like I have to be able to do it properly. I don't like to sit there and rush things. So the same energy that I give towards General Hospital reviews, the same energy I want to give towards all the other 3. If I can't do that, then I'd rather just do two really great reviews than like 4 rush reviews. That makes sense. But I'm always not there trying to work it out or whatever, and you know, improve. Anyway, if I forgot anything, write in the comment section. I'll come to the live stream tonight. I'm not even gonna sit there and say when. I want to sit there and say 8, probably 8:15, but like check the community tab. I always sit there and post the time I'm gonna go live. I'm probably gonna be able to do live stream, um, as long as I would like to, because unfortunately I do gotta wake up super early. But I want to sit there and have time to sit there and really kind of digest. Like we gotta sit there and talk about this stuff tonight, because yeah, Jason and Anna. I'm like, boy, your daughter dated him, and I get that he's up there in age, right? And I get that Kimberly and Anna and whatever, but like, I'm just like, you know, what I will sit there and say is that for Jason is slim pickings, okay? Slim pickings. Even if they weren't going to sit there and at this point kill Sam off, that wasn't happening, right? And the only other person was going to be Carly. I mean, seriously, who else was he going to go out with? Willow, Sasha, Maxie. I'm just throwing out names, and obviously, even like saying Maxie is just like, what the? Okay. We gotta talk about this. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. If I missed anything, write in the comment section below. Um, or come to the live stream tonight, and we'll talk about it all. See you in the next video.